Hello, today we are going to talk about map enlargement again, and we are going to work in on the map which we already have here on the board, guys, and it's a map of Buea and its environs. Today we are going to look at the principles of doing map enlargement. What are those necessary factors to take into consideration whenever you have been asked to enlarge a map? First thing we know is to conceive always a map on the mind, and therefore what do we mean by conceiving a map on the mind? It tells us about where we are going to place, for example, the map itself, which will be enlarged, the title of the map, the key of the map, and also the orientation to orientate actually direction of the map, always facing toward the north, guys. And therefore, today we are going to look at these principles and see how we can actually apply them in a map sheet or maybe on a graph paper given to us to actually enlarge or reduce or even to copy a particular portion of the map. But today we are talking exactly on map enlargement. And therefore, we are going to work on a particular portion of this map. This is a map of Buea, like earlier mentioned, and we are going to be talking about enlarging the portion west of eastern 20 and south of northeast 18. So here we have northern 18, and here we have eastern 20, and we're looking at the west of eastern 20 and the south of northeast 18, and therefore we're talking about, guys, we're talking about this portion here. We're going to be working on this portion. So quickly, what are we supposed to do? This map is drawn to scale 1 is to 100,000, and therefore we are going to actually measure the length, and we multiply by 2 because we want to actually enlarge the map to twice its scale. And enlarging to twice its scale means that we're going to multiply the value that we have from here as a length by 2. You also multiply the value that we have from year to year by 2. So guys, as you see, when we measure from year to year, here was 40, and we have multiplied, it has given us 80 centimeters, which are fully drawn here. And now we're going to close the frame with the same values. Here was 100 centimeters, and here is 80 centimeters. So I'm going to draw again, up, 80 centimeters up. And down here, 100 centimeters. Good. Now we already have the enlarged frame there, guys. Now the issue now is for us to put down the grid squares and come out with the grid values that we have there, the grid differences. And now for us to have the grid squares, we have to measure the distance between one grid line to the next. So we can know how we measure the distance between one grid line to the next. We are going to multiply also to have also the enlarged grid squares that we have here. So we measure, for instance, I'm working with this one, which is the main grid square. So I'll measure one of the grid squares. That's going to be 20 centimeters, which means in your ruler, you are going to talk about 2 centimeters. And when multiply that by 2, it's going to give us 4 centimeters or 4 centimeters in other words. Okay, so I'm going to draw here 4 centimeters lines on the eastings. So I have 1, 2, 3 lines to draw of 4 centimeters each. So I'm also going to graduate 4 centimeters each. This is the first. And this is the other. Good. So I have 2. So I'm going to have 1, 2, 3. So the first one I'm going to draw. That's it. They are going to put the values. The first value is 0, 0. Here we have 10. Last we have 20. I can put under here 0, 0, 10, and 20. The same thing I'm going to do here. But guys, take note that we have also here a half square. And therefore this half square should give us 1 centimeter. Good. So 1 times 2 is going to give us 2 centimeters half square. So I'm going to have half square, a 2 centimeter half square, and the rest will be 4 centimeters each. We graduate it. First half square here, and then from there to here we have 4 centimeters, and then we have the last one before we have 4 centimeters. So we're going to measure like this and draw a straight line. Come out the values of the values. Good. Now I'm going to number them too. So we have 16, we have 17, the last one is 18. The same here, we have 16, 17, and 18. I already have the enlarged motion already. Now, what is left now for me to do? So insert the features that may be required. Then for instance, we have been asked to insert here the packing, which is P, the packing P. I'm going to look at in which grid square is the packing found, what is the grid reference of the packing. We always read from distance before the knowledge. So you see that we read increasingly and not decreasingly. You discover that the packing is found after instinct 10 and after instinct 17. So we have found at 10, 17. So we're going to come and also illustrate here the packing P at 10, 17. This is 10, 17. So we come and indicate here P, and the P is starting packing. Good. We may be asked also to insert maybe road A409. Road A409 starts from here at 18. And goes right down to 20. So I'm going to draw from 18. Draw from 18 to 20. Last one's like this. What's very interesting is that the size of the road has to be very big because it has been enlarged. It's no longer the same. It's no longer the same road that we earlier had. So the size of the road has to be larger because it has been enlarged. We may also be required to insert maybe land at 200 meters. As you see, this is a contours here which represents land and landscape, and they can be asked also to present a land that is at 200 meters or above 200 meters. If it's above 200 meters, they will move above the 200 meters. But if it's at 200 meters, we take this. So we're going to do a way of course. Draw something like this in between distance 0, 0 and nothing 17 to 16. So we have something like as such. Simply going to write here 200 as a contour, 200. Good. Now, consider that we have inserted the features that have been required. And now what is left now is to put the other elements of the map to make it very good. What we are supposed to do now is to put the title of the map, which we're going to now frame it. It's not going to be Buea and Environs again, but since it is the Buea map that has been enlarged, we are going to talk about an enlarged map portion of Buea and Environs. And you must precise which portion has been enlarged, because we did not enlarge the whole map of Buea. We actually enlarged the east, the west of eastern 20 and the south of northern 18. So I'm simply going to write here Buea and enlarge map extract of Buea, west 16, west of eastern 20, and south of northeast 18. Northeast 18. Good. Then I'm going to put down the key to the key now. I'm going to put here on the board, but I'm going to talk about the key. And what are we supposed to do when putting the key is you should know that on the map we have different features. And the features could be physical features or it can be human features. When it is a physical feature, we always begin by putting the headings on the map. Probably you can start by looking at the physical features as A. And on A, we put, first of all, we start with the line symbols. For example, if we have something like a river that is flowing down, we begin with the line symbol. But since on this map here we don't have a river which is flowing, which is a physical feature, we mean that we're going to skip the line symbols. We move to a representative symbol. Here also we have the land at 200 meters as a representative symbol. We cannot put this in a box because actually it is already having a shape, and therefore since a box or a square is also a geometric figure, we cannot put a geometric shape in another geometric shape. It is pretty wrong, guys. So we are simply going to put it on the key drawn as such. Now we simply write there land at 200 meters above sea level. Now the last one now will be area symbols. Had it been, for example, we had to enlarge this portion of the map where we have the vegetation or the woodland, it occupies a given area, and therefore we have to put that in a square to show that it occupies an area which can easily be calculated. Now, since on this map we have just the representative symbol, which is actually the contour, which represents land at 200 meters, we are going to put it under physical features. Then we move to B subheading, which is now human features, and we're going to begin with the first line symbol, which is the road. This road is road A. It's always good to name the road. This is A 409, as we have there on the original map. So we go on the key also. We begin by putting the road, putting the sign, or put the road A 409. Then we move to P, which is parking. So you see already P is already in a box, in a square, and you cannot put again in another square. It's pretty wrong, guys. That is the key. And then we add now also the orientation. Orientation tells us the direction of the map. Always put the orientation to always be to the north, showing that the map is to the north. Lastly also is the scale of this map. The scale of this map here is 1:100,000. This is the original map. And now when you enlarge the map, since it has been magnified, we need now to reduce the scale. And therefore reducing the scale means that you are going to divide the scale you divide the scale by the number of times the map has been enlarged. The number of times the map has been enlarged was twice, and therefore you have to also divide the scale by 2. So 100,000 divided by 2 is going to give us 50,000. So our new scale will be 1:50,000. Alright guys, so that is that about map enlargement. I really hope that I have helped out to illustrate an aspect on map work to help most particularly the GCA students in Nigeria, in Cameroon, in Gambia, in Nigeria. I really wish that the video goes very far. So guys, always remember to help and subscribe. Always remember to also share. Remember to always give your comments, because your comments always strengthen Intelligence Network. I hope to see us next time in another season of map work and even other social sciences. I love you guys. Thank you.